Voting Theory Class 3 Video 2. In this video we're going to talk about another famous voting system. This time we're going to talk about the plurality voting system. This is a really popular and well-used voting system. Okay, it's also a relatively simple voting system to understand. So let's look at the definition. So the definition says the plurality voting system. How does it work? Well, the alternative with the most top preference votes comes first. The alternative with the second most comes second, and so on and so on and so on. Okay? So even though we ask all of our voters to give us a complete ranking of their preferences, we actually ignore everything apart from their top preference. Okay, so all the voters give us a complete ranking, we ignore all of that information apart from the top preference, and then the alternative with the most top preference votes comes first, the alternative with the second most top preference votes comes second, and so on and so on. Okay, plurality voting system is also sometimes called first past the post, but I'm going to try and only use the word plurality, but you might see it referred to in other sources as first past the post. Okay, so let's just do some examples. So here's an example. Calculate the social ranking under the plurality voting system. Here's our voting profile. Okay, so all you do is you work out the number of top preference votes. Okay, so I got 28 plus 9, which is 37, and I see this because I'm looking just here. 28 plus 9 is 37. S is going to get 2 plus 30. So S is going to get 2 plus 30, which is 32. And finally N is going to get 0 plus 31, which is 31. N is getting 0 plus 31. And notice I just ignored all of this entirely. That bit's not relevant at all when you're talking about the plurality voting system. So the plurality voting system, it's not a very comprehensive voting system. It doesn't take into account the voters' complete preference ranking. It only takes into account the voters' top preference. So in some ways, it's a less comprehensive picture. It gives you a less comprehensive picture of how people voted. Okay, so you just ignore all of this information for the plurality voting system. So what is the social ranking under plurality? Well, 37 is the biggest number I see here, so that means I came first, and then 32 is the second biggest, so then S came second, and then 31 is the third biggest, so N came last. And this is how you write it. Okay, like first place goes to I, second place is S, third place is N, and you write it like this. Okay, let's do another example. So same question, different voting profile. Calculate the social ranking under the plurality voting system. So again, the number of top preference votes. So A, this time it's easy because I don't even need to add any numbers. A got 4, B got 8, C got 5, and D got 10. Okay, all I'm doing is I'm looking at this table, looking at how many times does A appear in the top row. You know, how many votes, how many top preference votes does A get? And that's just 4. So the social ranking under the plurality is, this time D wins, then B comes second, then C, then A, like this. Okay, if I were to edit this ever so slightly, and instead of having 4 votes here, I have 5 votes. then this is a 5, okay? And now it's a bit of a special situation because you notice there's a draw going on. A and C both have 5 votes. So the way you write this is D beats B beats A, which is equivalent to C. So you do this squiggle like this, okay? Or I could have written this like this. These are both correct answers, okay? If there's a draw, then you use this tilde symbol to represent that they're at the same level. The plurality voting system, it can't give you a preference between A and C. If they have the same number of top preference votes, the plurality can't tell you which one is better. So it just tells you that they're like equivalent. So you use the tilde symbol to denote this. Finally, let's do one more quick example. So let's look at this one right here. Same question as before, calculate the social ranking under the plurality voting system. So A is going to have 12 top preference votes. B is going to have 13 plus 11, so that's 24. C is going to have 16. And D is going to have 12 plus 8, which is 20. So the social ranking under the plurality is B beats D beats C beats A. Okay, easy as that. The plurality voting system is really one of the more easy voting systems, but it's very important that you can apply it correctly. That's the end of this example, and that's the end of this video.